If you've ever wanted to fly private jets around the world, then there are really three options that you have to go that path. In this video, I'm going to break down those three different roads that you can take to the cockpit of a private jet in hopes to give you a few pieces of information that may help you make a decision on which route is correct for you. That video is coming up right now. Hello everybody and welcome back to this week's video. If you're new here, my name is Luke. I'm an 18-year-old private pilot documenting my journey on this channel from student to professional pilot. Now let's hop right into this video, starting off with the three routes and the names of those. The first is Part 135, the second, Part 91, and the third, Part 91K. So let's talk about what those numbers and letters mean and give you a little bit more information on each. Starting with Part 135, this is the charter industry. Now when I say Part 135, I'm referring to companies like Wheels Up, Fly Exclusive, Thrive Aviation, the list really goes on. The main thing that you should understand here is that these are companies that own jets and that charter them out on a trip-to-trip basis. While some of them may have jet cards, which are people that fly frequently on them, they don't have people that outright own the airplanes and that fly on them. They have charter clients that pay them for every trip they do. As a pilot, this generally leads to a pretty crazy schedule. And when I say crazy, I mean you don't know where you'll be. There could be a charter trip that pops up anywhere, and if that airplane could get there, they're probably going to sell it. So this is fun if you want to explore the world, and many pilots will tell you that Part 135 is a great way of getting around the country and getting to all 50 states, because you are going to be flying to a multitude of airports, seeing small, short runways, long, big airports. You really get the whole spectrum. So if you're into that, Part 135 may be for you. Moving on to the second route, which is called Part 91. Now when I say Part 91, I'm referring to people or companies that own an airplane and that have a flight department to operate those aircraft. For example, Michael Jordan, he's a celebrity, he's very famous, and he has a very distinctive jet. Many people take pictures of it because the paint job is so cool and has his branding all over it. But this is what's called a Part 91 account. Michael Jordan owns his own jet and he employs pilots, a maintenance crew, maybe a logistics crew, and they operate the airplane on a day-to-day basis. Every time they fly the jet, they're either flying him or people he tells them to fly, and it isn't available for charter. So I couldn't go rent out Michael Jordan's jet from some company because it's only his. So Part 91 is basically celebrities or high net worth individuals that own their own airplanes and that fly it for business or leisure, or companies like, for example, Nike that own their own jets and that have a flight department that they employ to fly around their executives in. And finally, the third route is Part 91K. Now this refers to fractional companies. What I mean by that is a company like NetJets or FlexJet. At both of these companies, you as a consumer can go to them and you can become quote unquote an owner. This means that you buy into the program. Maybe the buy-in is $500,000 or $1 million, and in exchange for that, you're going to get a certain amount of hours on that aircraft type or fleet. Basically, this is a way of having equity in a company and being able to fly a little bit nicer aircraft than a charter company may have. Now, don't get me wrong, charter companies have beautiful airplanes, and if you fly with the right ones, then there's not going to be an issue with that. But the reason people oftentimes go fractional is because they find a company they like and they stick with them. With charter, you may shop around and you may be flying on a different airplane every time as a consumer. Now, as a pilot, this is similar to charter because you're not really sure where you may end up. The customers that are owners, there's a lot of them, and they may go anywhere they want to in the world. You're not really going to have a set schedule like the 91 where you'll know where you're going and you'll know the people you're flying every time. In 91K, you may become familiar with a few clients if you fly them a few times, but it's not common to never see those people again. So that's kind of the brief summary of 91K. With all that being said, I hope that this short video gave you a few more points that you may not have known about corporate aviation. For me, it's interesting because I love the idea of not knowing where I'm going to end up and being able to experience a wider spectrum of airports, cultures, and countries than you may if you were an airline pilot. Not to diss airlines, because that is a great career as well. But if you did learn something, if you did enjoy this video, let me know by dropping a comment down below, clicking the like button. If you want to see more like this, subscribe to this channel. I upload every single Saturday at 10 a.m. With that being said, that is it for this video. Until next week, I want you to stay current, stay proficient, keep the blue side up, keep flying safe, everybody, and we'll see you in the next video. Take care.